Okay. There we go.
We are live.
Push it back a little bit.
Yeah. Actually, just tilt it up, like to the phone. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. That's perfect.
Boom.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Shooting the Shit. This is actually episode number 7. So hopefully we'll bring you plenty more. We'll be another 7. We'll do something to celebrate, like episode 14 or something.
Okay.
So I'm Lawrence Peterson. My co-host, other host, Jeff P.
Yes, sir.
And if you're just now tuning into us, we do a podcast just basically talking over whatever topics interest us. So if you guys want us to discuss anything in particular, please leave a comment. We would love to get some feedback and other things that interest you.
So let's get into it then.
Let's get into it. All right, so I was thinking about, do you ever feel like life gets away from you? Like, I personally work 6 days a week, and that's just the day job.
Okay.
I'm also studying and trying to master my craft of painting. So that requires like time I'm reading, times I'm doing training exercises,
Mm-hmm.
times where I'm just actually painting,
Developing yourself, right?
developing myself. And that's just kind of like the regular norm. And then if somebody's doing a lecture or some event I'm trying to go to, then I, obviously have to invest time into that and
Right.
money and whatnot. And it's just, it does not leave me really much time for anything else in my life.
What else would there be?
Well, the wife would always like more time.
Yeah.
You know how that go. Yeah, I'm sure I'll
Right.
tell you about that. And then
Gotta make. I'm with you.
there, friendships. You want to maintain friendships, and I do feel bad about that sometimes. Like, and one, I don't have many friends, but two, the friends I do have are very understanding. Like, they understand what I'm trying to accomplish. But at the same time, it's just like, if you don't see your friend for a certain amount of time, when you do see them, sometimes it feels awkward. It feels clunky. It's not that usual smoothness you just have around each other. So I don't know. You ever go for the similar thing or?
I can. I hate to always do this. Be playing the fence, right? Just like my standard go-to answer. But yes and no. Because I was thinking about this not too long ago. I remember sitting in a class, and I guess it was a break or something. I'm not sure what happened. There was a time lapse. And one of the ladies was talking about, oh, did you hear about Beyonce doing couture or whatever it was? It was something on
Coachella.
Coachella, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then they talk about Usher and all this other stuff. I'm like, so is life getting around me? Some things are. I mean, I'm not aware of everything that goes on in the world.
Mhm.
I kind of been shutting down stuff, like you saying. But on the other side of it, it does feel like it's getting away from me because while we're putting so much time in these different pursuits, what about the little hobbies or like got the little kids running around. It's like playing tag and board games stuff like that. That's cool.
Mhm.
But when you're not doing it, like, all right, I gotta go do this, or I got this going on. I can't do it right now, or you're gone because you like you said, you're at work, you grinding, you get into the business. You do miss opportunities. So it's a little yes and no. No, it's like, but am I about to actively do anything to change it for those capacities? No, I mean I'm happy with this course of action.
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep pushing forward down this road, and I'm gonna continue to try not to miss as much. But yeah, like Beyonce and Coachella and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm glad you did it. Hey, big. Unless you want to send a donation to our channel with love, we accept donations. So yeah,
yeah. As far as the Beyonce and Coachella thing, everybody has their own interests,
right.
you know,
You're
and I
entitled to
don't.
it.
Yeah, like I don't judge, but I was reading something somewhere. Somebody said I can sit on my couch and watch everybody else live their dream, or I can go out there and try to live my dream. And that just made such an impact. Like anybody, like from time to time, everybody in their life will sit in front of their couch and watch some TV and something. And I still like, bless you.
Thank
I still, there are still shows that I like that I don't get a chance to watch. You know, I'm usually too busy. And then there are certain shows I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna make the time to watch that. Like Luke Cage comes out, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make the time to watch Luke Cage.
you. Okay.
But most of the time, I don't have the time. I can't justify it, you know. But that's what I think. Like a part of me, because there's always that part of you in the back of your head is like, all right, yeah, this is a good show, good music, good whatever. But you know, it's not really doing nothing for you. It might be helping that person, but it ain't helping you complete your mission. You know.
I actually heard you talk about that before. Now, when you say, I remember before you was when the Flash. This is like early on. It's
Mhm.
like people at work were talking about, hey man, you see the new Flash or da da da. It's like I want to see it, but right now I just can't
I
justify
can't
it.
justify it
So how'd you come to that? How'd you come to that? How do you use that?
because they're almost like different parts of you in your mind. Like it used to be, I'm just present wherever I am, doing whatever it is I'm doing. But I don't know what caused the shift or the change or whatever. Sometimes there are multiple me's, and it sounds crazy,
No,
but
I'm with you.
you know, fair with me. Um, so, for example, the part like sometimes when I wake up and I'm like, all right, the alarm going off, time to get up. All right, and then there's that internal conversation. All right, maybe I can get 5 more minutes. I'll hit the snooze, you know. And then there's that other part of me that's in the back, like, really, this what we doing? Like you just gonna let your discipline slide like this? This is what we doing now. All the time you've invested, that's the taskmaster. That's what I call him.
Okay.
All the time you've invested, and then you just gonna lay here. You just gonna lay here, and the other person be like, man, what's 5 minutes? 5 minutes. 5 minutes turned into 10, 10 turned into 15, 15 turned into 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it feels like there's multiple. Like, you ever see the cartoon back in the day where this guy, like, should I do it? And then there's the little devil, he's like, man, do it. But then the angel's like, man, you don't need to do it, man. You know,
Right.
it's like that, you know? So, I, knowing as I get older and realizing there are tasks that I want to accomplish and things I want to do in my life, I realize that time is not infinite. Time does not wait for no man. Time is like air. Like we think we got it forever and spend it as if it's nothing. But then when you don't have it, you get to panicking, you
Right.
know. And I learned very on about midlife crisis, and I didn't want to have that. And there was a part of me that was very fearful that that might happen to me. And you know, when you got that awareness of time, I don't think you can unsee it. So it's sort of like, look, if you know you only have a certain amount of this resource, you got to justify your use of it. You know, yeah, I can sit on the couch and binge watch, and I'll be 21, but I'll get up tomorrow and I'll be 57. You know what I mean? Like,
And it just
and
get
it's
right
like, what did
past
you
you.
do? Yeah, you know. So you I to me, I gotta justify that time. Like, what am I using my time on? And it's not a fight that I always win, but it's always in my head. Like if I lose, I still know, hey man, now you know you wasn't supposed to do that. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like, so that's how I feel. Like I gotta justify it to myself. Like so much of how I operate is based on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't base it on, okay, well, what is other people gonna think, or what is this person gonna feel? You know, some people do that, and no judgment or whatever. It's just not how I operate. But according to me, it's very important to me because at the end of the day, it's me, and I don't want to wake up one day and be like, oh, I didn't fulfill what I wanted to fulfill. You know what I'm saying? And I'm accountable to me. That's the way I look at it. I was born by myself. I'm gonna die by myself. And when I'm on my deathbed, what am I gonna say? I'm gonna blame it and say, "Oh well, I was watching TV," or "I spent too much time with this person, and it's their fault that I didn't do what I wanted to do."
It's
Like
already too late.
it's already too late, So yeah, that's the way I look at it. I gotta justify it to myself.
So it sounds like you really had these busy weeks. So what's something that you learned this week?
Something I learned this week. Hmm.
Something worth sharing you want to share?
I don't know. You kind of caught me off
Oh,
guard. Yeah,
oh,
you
right,
really.
on the spot, right?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know if I've learned this week, but I've kind of come to somewhat of an understanding. I'm not sure if I believe in a work life balance
How do you mean?
because I was always searching for that magical formula. Like, all right, how can I get it to where I can spend an equal amount of time working and devoting myself to the things that I want to do, but also an equal amount of time of spending time with family and friends and meeting those social interactions. And I've thought over it many times. I've looked and tried to see what other people will say about it, and I don't think it exists. I think it might be just a sacrifice that you have to make that you won't be able to equally distribute your time. Like there's this movie, The Prestige. I haven't watched it in a while, but
It's a
it was
really
a
good
really good
one,
movie.
right?
Yeah, and it's about two magicians and they're rivals. They're going at it, and Hugh Jackman is one magician and Christian Bale's the other. So Hugh Jackman's trying to figure out how Christian Bale has become so good or whatever. He's like his arch rival, and they go back and forth. At the end of the movie, before we get to the end, there's a scene with Christian Bale and his wife. And Christian Bale's wife is like, sometimes when you look at me, I can see that you love me so much. I can just see it in your eyes. And then she said, sometimes when you look at me, you look like you couldn't give two shits about me. Like I was nothing. I was a dog in the street. So then you get to the end of the movie, and then you find out Christian Bale was actually two people. He was
Mm-hmm.
the
Twins.
the twins, yeah.
Right.
And he was explaining like, look, this was the sacrifice we had to make. That one person was living with the wife, and the other person was practicing the trade, and we would have to switch out. We was trying to live two lives, but as one, and that was the sacrifice we had to make. And I just think that is that might be a sacrifice we all have to make. We're all trying to meet that balance, like, and essentially that's what work life balance is to me. And I've heard Grant Cardone say that you might have to be selfish with your time. And he's like, once you're selfish with your time and you've achieved things and you got some financial success, you'll be able to go back, give more, and help more people you care about, or be able to do. It'll give you power to be able to do certain things that you want to do. But he's like, but if you don't make that sacrifice, if you're not selfish with your time, you'll be able to see people, but you'll never elevate. You'll never do the other things that you want to do. And I think there's a lot of truth to that too. And work life balance is just I don't think it exists. Like I think it's kind of deceptive in nature, yeah. And it's something we're all trying to acquire, but I just don't know if it's possible. And my wife, I was thinking about this. It might have been unfair for me to marry my wife. Now that sounds weird, but this is why I say that. Since I was maybe 4 or 5, well, you start first grade at 5, so maybe 7. Since I was 7, I already knew I wanted to be an artist. Always knew the kind of artist that I wanted to be might change, but I always knew that's what I wanted to be. When I was 10, I knew I wanted to get married. I knew I wanted to get married. I knew I wanted to have children. I knew I wanted to own a house. All right. So, bam. By the age of 10, I knew exactly how I wanted my family. I mean, how I wanted my life to go. The thing is, it might have been better if I had accomplished the artist part maybe in my early 20s and then gotten married. Like if I had accomplished all that before I got married, because it's somewhat unfair to her to be like, hey, you have to kind of wait off to the side a little bit. Like I can't dedicate my full time to you. And to a regular average person, they go to work, they can do that. Yeah, and nobody wants to hear that. Like my wife, she is. I heard one artist put it the best, and I have to agree. I'm married, but art is my mistress, and my wife hates that bitch. That is the best. That is the best like explanation I've ever heard, and I have to 100% agree. Like you'd be like, well, how can you be jealous of that? That's not an actual person. And she's like, yeah, but you dedicate so much time and thought and effort to that, and I feel left out in a sense, And I'm like, what do I say to that? You know what I'm saying? Like I love you. I try to do everything I can for you too, but how can you come before a childhood dream? Like, how can you? There's someone saying like, how can I put you before me? Like, if somebody's shooting, I'll sacrifice my life to save you. But if it's living, I can't live my life to sacrifice it so you can have the life you want, knowing that it's killing me slowly inside. You know what I mean? That makes sense. And that's what it feels like when I try to deny that. Like it's like slow death. It's like saying, it'd be like me saying, "Hey, I will give you $500 million. All right, but in return, you can no longer practice martial arts. You can no longer do workout, any kind of physical activity. Would you take that? Would you take that?
No,
You can't do it, right?
no.
See, it's like denying a part of you. It's like saying, I give you $1,000,000, just cut your left arm, though. You're like, well, I need my left arm,
That's my spinner hand.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's, yeah, man. It's a daily struggle.
You said something earlier that I've actually heard several times this week, and like I was David Goggins, right?
Guidance.
Right. I was going through some of his stuff, and I was listening at 30 Days of Living with a Seal, and it just really motivated. But he had this line he was saying, if you really want to do it, the guy was making excuses. If you really want to do it, you'll make time for it. And everything that you want to do, you have to do, that you need to do, gets done. Isn't that sick?
Yeah.
I'm with you with the work life balance because, like, I do think it's a buzzword. I do think that it's a whole life balance. Nothing your whole life is going to be all
Yeah, you
rosy across the
plateau.
board,
Yeah,
right? It's never
yeah.
going to be. Even if you plateau, are you happy that you done reached your limit? Who's happy? You see what I'm
Nah.
saying? Like, so no matter what, it's always that constant.
I thought about that
So
because
I'm with you.
yeah, I mean, because I think like, all right, well, you should have did the art thing first, but so many artists who are professional artists still had that same issue, you know. So who's to say that would have worked out like that? I don't know. Like I heard artists say that family is the death of the artist, and he was basically saying like, look, family get in the way. You can't dedicate yourself to your craft like that. And some artists, you know, they chose not to have children. So I'm not the first guy to deal with this
Right.
problem. You know, everybody's kind of going about it their own way. You know, some get married, some never get married, some don't sire children, and then some do sire children, and they may not have been the best parent. You know, so I don't know, man.
I'm with you. This is what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Across the board, we all want something else. We
Mm-hmm.
want more money. We want better health. We want more fill in the blank. We want less our boss on us, nagging from our significant other, debt, whatever. It's always gonna be Ted Turner, Zuckerberg, Buffett. Why you still getting money? All right, we don't want to talk about money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure this has happened to you before too. You can say this about sex. You can have too much sex. All right, look, I'm good. But yeah,
Right.
you can have go to your favorite restaurant. You full, right? So it's just like I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I'm thinking. It's just it's gonna always that wanting, that almost that only if and that next thing, that novelty, the novelty effect is it's just there. It's I don't know if that even ties in. That's my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, there is. I'm trying to think of everything within moderation.
Right.
All right, so there's that, and then there's also like I used to think, all right, dude, you Bill Gates or you Warren Buffett, why do you need to get more money? Like you're obviously you could spend all the money. You could stop working today and spend money for the rest of your life, and you still never run out of money. But then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? That's from me looking up at his level. There's a level to this. Once you, it's like saying, remember when you were a kid and your parents would be like, "Don't be in a rush to grow up," and you like, "Man, when I grow up,
Right.
I'm gonna drive." My mom used to say this. It used to piss me off. I'm tired of driving. You sit in the car and turn your hand. Like, what are you tired of doing? You know. And when I got up, I'm like, man, I'll drive everywhere. I don't know what she's talking about. But then there's times I'm like, man, I'm tired of driving. Like, I don't feel like going nowhere, you
Wanna
know?
go somewhere? All right, yeah, I'll be in the shotgun.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. You driving?
So it's like when you look up, when you're on this level and you're looking up at this level, you're like, yeah, if I was there, I'd be doing this, I'd be doing that. But truthfully, you don't know until you get to that level. As soon as you get to this level, the problems you had here, you probably won't have here, but there are new problems every level. And there are new things. Like even Jay-Z was talking about this when he was retiring and he was saying that people were like, man, what you gonna do? And he was like, man, I'm still young. I'm still gonna have goals that I'm trying to meet. I'm still trying to do stuff, And if you would have looked at Jay back then before he where he at now, you'd be like, you're the best rapper in the game. You went platinum I don't know how many times. What could you possibly else you wanted to do? Now you look at him. He was part owner of a basketball team. He married Beyonce. I don't know how much money they made at the end. He bought a liquor company. Like he's done multiple things. So it's like saying when you look at one level, you think, all right, this is how it is. I don't understand. But once you get to that level, it changes. So, I mean, that's just how it go. You know, and that maybe that also factored in a work life balance because the closer and closer you get to your goal, which is always expanding, the more and more things change, and the more and more you're still trying to balance them out, but you just can't ever completely do that. But on the other side, I'm worried that if you can't balance that, you might lose it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you become successful, you open multiple gyms. Oh man, you getting like all the things you thought you wanted to do and beyond. But you wake up one day and the wife rolls over and says, "You know what? I'm done. I'm out. I can't do it." And you like, "What, babe? Don't go. Like I got time now. I got more time I can spend with you." Nah, it's been too long. I don't even feel the same I used to. Like that's the other side of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's such a balancing act, man. It's such a balancing act, and I feel again guilty because me and my wife had a conversation about that. And you ever say something and you didn't mean it in a harsh way, but as soon as you said it, you was like, "Oh, that sounded horrible." Like, we were talking about that, and she was like, "Well, you don't dedicate as much time to me. I don't feel like you focus enough on me." And I was kind of like, "All right, but I'm trying to achieve this goal, and I already have you." And then as soon as I said it, I was like, "Ah, dude, you sound like a dick. Like you're not important. I've already got you. Now I'm on to the next thing. And it's just like I've since then realized like, no, you all right? Yeah, you got to chase this, but you got to still remember to keep this going too. So now, when this was just one thing, now I'm doing this. Now it's like juggling. All right, I got one thing over here. I got one thing over here. Now, all right, you got more responsibilities. New things pop up in life. Now, from doing this and this, now I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And you're trying to balance it all, but I don't know if you can. I don't think you can. So I might be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you're trying to. All right, I need to do this. This is the thing, but I gotta keep this going too.
Right.
It's like if a cook is in the kitchen and he making something that involve multiple things. All right, what's in the oven? All right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you're doing so much. I'm not a multitask kind of guy. I'm a all right. Give me the scope. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
Right.
focus in. Like that's how I am. Like I've never been really good at multitasking, so it's difficult.
You know what? I don't believe multitasking is true. I don't think it's real.
Really?
Here's what. All right. Go ahead. Go from. You know the alphabet, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go from A to M real quick.
A B C D E F G H I J K L M.
Okay. Now count to 15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay. Now I want you to go A1, B2, C3. Go ahead.
I can't do it.
Try real quick.
A1, B2, C3, D4.
That's my point right there, right? Like it requires. You can't do it, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's chunking up now. It's no longer all right. And if you could just boom, like, all right, I can go to A to Z, just A to M. All right, bam, I'm going to A to M.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right.
I see what you're saying. You
Do one
saying
thing.
yeah, instead of you did trying to distribute equal parts and it's difficult instead of just focusing. All right, all your power go here, and that's what's getting done.
Mhm.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So I'm with you about not being a multitasker guy, and I came from the military, so like, you should be multitasking. And I was like, all right, Roger, and I would. I thought that was real, but you never really do it. You're not writing a report, leading a formation, shooting a weapon. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing all that at one time. Nobody is.
True.
Right?
True. What I've found as I've gotten older is making lists. Making lists. Because when I'm focused on one thing, that's all my thought is on. So I might in the back of my mind say, hey, you gotta remember to go pick up Jeff from the airport. But if I'm in the painting, I might not remember that. My thing is, all right, how do I get the shading just right? And then I get that call. Yo, what's up? Man, where you at? Fuck. I forgot all about it. Like, because my focus was, I was focused, you
go
know.
from Newtonian time to Einstein
Right.
time, right?
Right. So, it's what I find is helpful is to say, all right, well, here's what I'm going to do today. And then here's the list. And then I can refer back to this if I need to, if it's like daily or weekly or monthly. And I don't do that all the time. I should. I'm not good at it. Because I'm used to just doing everything in my head. But I'm now getting to the point where I'm realizing, like, look, you got too many things you're trying to juggle. You need to write this down, you know.
It helps. Though.
It helps, yeah.
What Jim Rohn say? Don't trust your memory. Write it down.
Yeah, Jim Rohn, man.
Uncle Jimmy.
Jim Rohn, Uncle Jimmy. Yeah, so.
So, what about the people who feel like, you know what? I can't remember it, or I can't do it all, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can the list help them? Or how can the list help the people who don't? That's the first thing they heard about writing the list. Or
I mean, it's a matter of ego. Like that's the part that hangs me up. My ego say, man, I don't need this. Like it's that arrogant of youth. You know, it's like, I don't need that shit, man. I got it. I can do everything on my own. I don't need nothing. I don't need nothing to help me. I can do it all by myself. But I think you told me what gets written down gets measured. Is that how you said it? Something like that. And it's just like, if it's written down, it's like written in stone. It's there. You can't dispute it. If you say, man, you never told me this. There you go, right there on the paper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your memory fails. That paper don't change. Unless you go in there alter it, that paper don't change. Yeah. So, you know, you can misremember something. You can get caught up. You can just not be thinking about it. You just don't remember, whatever the case may be. And I think it helps you to focus because you can look back on it and you can see, you know what? There's a little pattern here, stuff I've been doing. Maybe I can restructure that and I can do this all together instead of breaking it apart. Like it'll help you keep an objective point of view on it. I think, you know. So that's the way I think about it. You do any like daily lists or monthly or anything like that?
I do and I don't. When I'm on, I do. When I'm off, I don't.
Okay.
What I mean, I got this from the book Organize Tomorrow Today, right? It was talking about having some point in the day creating your 3 things that you're gonna do, and it was your 3 importance and 1 must do, right? So it's 3 things that's going on tomorrow. All right, tomorrow I need to go pick Lawrence up from the airport. I gotta submit that report, and I want to walk around the park.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, right? So one of them supposed. Those your 3 goals. One of them is the most important, right? Submit the report. Maybe that's the one that's the most important. Or maybe it's get him back because he got $1 million deal. He about to, or you got a gallery opening. So that's my thing. So yeah, and when I use that list, like you say, one, it helps me focus because, as you were saying earlier, all those different things come up in life. I got a significant other, I got 2 children, right? Other people can call the phone anytime they want to. Clients, members, so on. So it's a whole bunch of different variables come up. But if I get those 3 things sometime throughout the day, I'm good to go. And don't, like you said, you feel better about yourself. Like, oh man, look at all that stuff I did. Because those 3, small leads to big. It's 3 one day, but that's what, 21 in a week, 4 in a month. So it's like, it helps.
It helps. It helps. Not last weekend, 2 weeks ago, we did a prior episode. I was on my way back to meet up with you. I listened to a video of your boy Bedros.
Okay.
And he was talking about that. He was like, singular focus. He was like, you look at any of these guys at the top of their field or whatever, they got a singular focus. He was like, that's what it's the downfall of a lot of people. They don't have that focus. He's like, yeah, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. But one of the most important things you gotta have that singular focus. And he was saying, today we say, well, what are the priorities? But he was like, that's a more recent way of using that. It used to be,
priority.
What is the priority? That's it, singular.
Exactly. Priorities can't be plural.
Yeah, priorities can't be plural. Yeah.
One's prior.
Yeah. So when he explained that, I was like, all right, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So he was saying, he was like, today we have so much at our fingertips. We can now gain knowledge with so little effort. But he was like, we also have more distractions than ever. And, thinking about how me and you say, all right, well, we got to do this, we got to do that. And, all right, well, where do we find the time or where do we do this? That's for us. We are, not to say we are better than anybody or anything like that, but we are different than the average person. The average person checks Facebook like 100 something times a day, and Instagram.
I know it's over 20 times a day. I heard the studies.
It's up there.
Right.
I don't know exactly what the studies, but I know it's a lot.
Right.
And he was saying that he was like, the distractions, man. He was like, that'll kill you. That alone will kill anything you're trying to do, And my wife was watching Hard Knocks, I think what it's called. It's like a show where they show like athletes training and stuff. And I was kind of like reading, but I was kind of popping in and out because I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting, like learning how they discipline themselves and stuff like that. And there was one athlete on the Browns was trying to explain to some of the other people. He's like, look, I think he said the average person checks Instagram 320 times a day. Yeah. And he was saying, he broke it down like, all right, this is so many hours per day, which is so many hours per week, which is adds up basically to a month per year of your life. Now, this is where
your freaking life.
This where it was funny. One of the other guys in the room was like, well, what's wrong with that? And he just looked at him like, dude, that's a month of your life out of a year dedicated to Instagram. What do you mean? What's wrong with that?
Right.
Like the guy didn't really understand. Like he was just like, well, what else you got to do? And he's like, dude, you could be doing a lot.
Right.
So for a lot of people, you got to think if it's more difficult for them than it is for us. So, I mean, if you thinking about like writing lists or keeping a journal or something to log it somehow, I would highly recommend it.
There's a bunch of different ways you can do it. You can go old school, right? Pen and paper.
Mm-hmm.
You can get the little portable notebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can use your mobile device, your tablet, all that other stuff. Like he was saying, apps. You can do a Word document, Google Doc. So it's a bunch of different ways.
But if I was giving my recommendation, I say old school. Write it down. Write it down. I was listening to a guy yesterday. Um, he was talking about writing. He's trying to do more writing, and he was saying he bought this device that is like it's based kind of like a keyboard, and it's like a typewriter, but it was more set, modern. I don't think they really make typewriters anymore. It was more modern, lighter, or whatever. And he said he ordered it and he takes it to Starbucks to do his writing. And he said the reason I do that and I don't use my laptop is because I used to use my laptop, but what I found is, yeah, you can go and write with a laptop and everything, but you know what else is on that laptop? The internet, Facebook notifications, this notification, here's the email, here's the that. He's like, I couldn't focus. So he bought this electronic device, which is basically an updated version of a typewriter. And he was like, it'll save everything wirelessly on the cloud or whatever, but I can totally focus when I write, and I don't have distractions. And I mean, can I see your phone? This thing right here is the source of a lot of power, but it's the source of a lot of distractions. You know, you somewhere and Bing, you get a like. Bing is a an internet sale or something like that. Bing, here's a email. Like it's so much
Damn,
stuff.
somebody's liked your picture and
Right,
giving a peace sign.
right. You know what I'm saying? Like this thing is such a distraction. It's like saying if we were out for dinner and we're all just out just talking or whatever, and it's like another person like, Bing, hey, no, hold on. Yeah, what'd you say? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it just take you out of the
Right.
moment, where you go to see an event or something. Say you go to the zoo and you're like, oh man, that's an awesome tiger. Let me get a picture of it. And you're not really experiencing the tiger because you like, oh, let me take a picture. It this thing is awesome, but it must be respected.
I'm with you.
It must be respected.
You know what? I was actually talking to my old lady about this earlier today too. Because I was trying to count how many different books I done went through in the last 2 months. Because I started using this free app, right, to get audio books from the library, which I didn't know that they have a huge selection. I mean, we was talking about the free stuff before, but it was like, man, I was paying all this money for this Audible membership. Yeah, they have different sources of different titles, but this is the main thing that I brought up to her. I was like, man, it's just amazing to me the time that we live in that I can go on this little thing and find, quantum physics or whatever, right? Coaching, illustration techniques, how to write a book, how to shoot a podcast, whatever. And be like, hey, I got 20 experts. I got 20 people online. Like, hey, give me your money. I'll tell you everything I know. And I'm like, all right, I'll pick you. Go. Everything that you know. And I'm able to download everything that you've been studying, you've been researching in a couple hours. But all right, boom, I can go on to something else.
Mm-hmm.
That singular focus you was talking, the knowledge accumulation is to play several different benefits later on. It's like I gotta build this up now because if I walk in there, who wants to be the dumbest guy in the room?
Nobody.
I don't want to be the smartest guy in the room because I want to learn from somebody else.
Yeah.
But I also don't want you to be pulling my strings and playing me like, well, I don't know. Yeah. Now, I don't have no problem with it. I'm going to ask questions. Let's slow this down. Hey, could you edify me for my own personal edification? What do you mean by such and such?
Mm-hmm.
Or could you? But that was just so amazing. It's like I didn't think about it like that. But like everything that you know about this subject, tell me now. Go. It's like that is amazing. That is amazing to me.
I am 100% with you. I am 100% with you. And I think you just kind of had to.
The respect you was talking about.
Yeah, but I think that come from us growing up in a time where you didn't have it. So to us, it's like, oh, this is this amazing tool that I can use for all kinds of things. Whereas if you kind of grew up with it, you just kind of took it for granted. You know what I'm saying? It's like if your great grandmother was here right now, and we was like, "Hey, we're gonna show you this thing called a television." She would look at you like, "What's a TV?" You put it on. She's like, "Wait." Like it would be amazing to her, or even somebody who was around. Like when I was a kid, we had a black and white TV.
Yeah.
So
With the
when was the
knob.
last time? Yeah, when was the last time you seen that with the knob? Yeah, you had the turn knob. You had 3, 5, 8, 43, and 55.
Right.
God, 5 channels. Dude, I got like 500 something channels. Ain't nothing on there good really, but I got 500 something channels. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you don't have that appreciation for it, you just don't realize the advantages of it.
It's funny you said that. So, I'm a movie buff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not gonna say I used to be, but at the end of the story, you'll see why I'm having this little bone of contention. Me and the old lady went, all right, let's go check out a movie, Fire Stick, Amazon Prime, whatever. And I'm looking. I spent 20 minutes trying to find something. Just like, and I just started thinking. I was like, man, why am I wasting all this time to watch something to stare at? And I'm like, oh, well, I'm about to hang on my whole day. But then I also start thinking, I smile. I was like, man, look, I'm proud of myself because I don't want to watch this thing. I'm like, I could be doing this. I could be reading that. I could be learning this. I can go dot dot dot. Whereas some people are just confined and restricted
Yep.
to that reality. And it's like nothing else is outside of that reality. You don't only know what you know. You don't know what you don't know. So it's things that they can master, become the best at, become world class, that they can experience some things like joys beyond to their fullest.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are never going to experience those things. A lot of people are never going to take those chances. A lot of people are never going to get better. A lot of people are going to sit inside of that living room, flipping the channel, doing a spoon curl.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Look, from time to time, we talked about the work-life balance, right? From time to time, do some different things, right? Go have different experiences. I would like to watch a good movie, yeah, but at the same time, like, man, I'm happy now that I'm not confined to that one reality, and that it just kind of made me smile. Have you ever had that feeling or anything like that? Even that, maybe not even with television.
I've just had times where I get pulled out of the moment, and I go into like a moment of appreciation. You know, there are times where I'm just like, I live in a nice home, and it's just like, you know, I don't want to lose. I don't want to ever lose that because it feels smell, man. It feels like if I lost that, I might not be appreciative of my home. And but I remember where I come from. I remember like living in a house where we had roaches. I remember living in a 2-family house where you had to hear people run up and down on the ceiling. You'd be like, man, what are they doing up there?
Track meet
Yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah. I remember living in a house where I had to go all the way to the 3rd floor to use a shower because my shower didn't work. Like, so it's like, okay, those things make me have a better appreciation for where I am now. And I have moments like that all the time, and I try to, I try to really stay into that. I try to remember those things because those rough experiences, I think, made me a bit tougher, and I don't want to get soft in the sense of seeking comfort in a certain way. I'm the guy like, yeah, it's cold, but I ain't turning on my heat for a while. Like, oh, I ain't turning on my heat till I see snow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that kind of guy. Like, man, it's cold here. It's cold in here. Get a blanket. Like, cause I'm like, I know There were times where I didn't have heat. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, don't get soft. You know. So I try to appreciate that. I don't always hold firm to that, but I don't want to be one of those people. Like I know people, I have neighbors that in the wintertime they turn on their heat, and then when it breaks in the spring, bam, they automatically just turn on the AC. It was like they couldn't do anything in between that. They need that comfort. I don't want to get to that spot like that. You know, I hate to say it make you soft because it's such a used term, you know what I mean? But it make you soft. Like there are times you're gonna need to be tough. Some rough happen around the corner, and you like, oh man, I just been living on marshmallows and cupcakes. I can't handle that shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how else to explain it, but you know what I mean. Like
I do. So we never talked about this yet.
What?
The whole soft thing and the whole AC and all that.
I don't think so.
Oh, we gotta go there, y'all. We gotta go there. All right. No, it's funny because I actually had that same. I do not use the AC for that exclusive. I will sweat and I sweat in 20 degrees. I can sweat in 20 degrees sitting cross-legged. Right?
So not trying to move it on.
Right.
Like I want to generate no heat.
Man, so when the summer comes, like I remember being in Japan or in all these different places, it'd be hot as hell. I'm like, man, turn the AC on. Yeah, man, roll down the window. We gotta drive faster,
roll down
right?
the window.
But you know what? Everyone's like, man, why don't you use the AC? I'm like, man, I ain't soft, man. It is. I never spoke to anyone about that, but you're right. I want to teach myself to be hard, be prepared. What if it's broken? What if it's not there? The grid go off, or like we said, those times you never know what's gonna happen. You're right. You go around the corner. Hey man, I've been having cupcakes and marshmallows. You're right, man. And you gotta have you some beats in there once in a while.
Yes.
Okay. Nah, but
yes. Like if I'm driving with my wife and she's hot, I'll turn on the AC. I don't have a problem with that. But if I'm driving by myself, I never turn on the AC. I roll all the windows down, but I will not turn on the AC. I'm like you, go a little faster.
Right.
Like
you want else? All right. So when I'm driving, sometimes I'll see people with they AC, like maybe they cut you off or something like that. You know, you gotta take that look. Like they got their windows all the way out, music playing, like fucking soft.
Yeah,
right? Like you just
dude.
Average American. Yeah, you ain't thinking about nothing else.
It's so common, you don't think about it. But if you riding with your windows and you ain't got no AC on, and you stop at a light and then you look over, everybody's got their window up, and you just be like, man, you soft ass bitches. Like if somebody invade, what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna come out here with y'all little sandals on and try to protect somebody? Like, come on, man. And as a guy, I don't think you should really seek comfort over a certain extent. Like, yeah, there are basic necessities you need.
We're not saying sleep on rocks.
Yeah, I'm not saying sleep on the rocks. Yeah.
Find every needle that you can and stick it in your arm just because.
Yeah,
no.
I ain't saying that. But I'm just saying a little uncomfort, it builds character. Be like, yeah, I can make myself more comfortable, but I'm not. And that gives you you grow a little stronger, you know what I'm saying?
You saying I got this.
Yeah. I'm comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Right.
Yep. I 100% agree with that.
I'm with you. I'm not gonna, my son's definitely gonna be uncomfortable. But I'm not gonna tell him, hey, man, go sleep on that hot hood in the summer. Go sit on there cross-legged style just because it's 110. Show me how hard you are. No, I'm not saying that. But yeah, if you gotta have that in your tank. And you gotta do that from time to time because it's gonna be some things that's gonna throw you off like, damn, all right. You just can't flinch at that point, or you can't. If you out with your kids and it's cold, you get in your jacket, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be uncomfortable at that point. It's like, all right, I'm sacrificing my comfort.
Yep.
You have to be cool. You gotta be cool with certain stuff like that. It helps you. That's you. You know, like, all right, look, I can, like you said, being comfortable, uncomfortable in different elements, different areas, different. I think it's hugely important.
Yes. I mean, when it comes
Men
to
and
your
women,
family,
yeah.
yeah, but when it comes to your family, you gonna take the uncomfortability before you allow your family to do it.
Sacrifice.
I'm gonna eat ramen noodles before I allow y'all to eat ramen
Mm-hmm.
noodles. I'm gonna go out here in the cold before I allow y'all to go out in the cold. So yeah, you gotta be used to it. You can't be like, well, I ain't going out in that cold. We just gotta figure out something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man, you gonna have to do that
Cause it's cold out there.
because it's cold out there.
Right?
Yeah,
You can't change that.
yeah.
Right.
So yeah,
See, that's another one of those beautiful things. I never said that about the AC because it was like, man, all right, that's one of those judgmental. The AC, the microwave too, and
all right,
now,
I get that.
now here's my thing with the microwave. The microwave is that way. You want to reheat food that you already cooked, sure. When people use it to cook with, like,
Mmm.
brother, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you would take that shortcut there, you're gonna take shortcuts other places, doing other things. How you nourishing yourself. Now we're not even gonna talk about what it does to the food. That's not what we're getting at. What we're talking about, the comfort. All right, spend that time. Oh man, I don't want to. I think we all did it, man. I don't want to do dishes or I don't want to cook tonight. I'm about to call this thing up and go get it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, cool. But it's different between doing that periodically and doing that Monday through Thursday,
Right.
Wednesday through Sunday. You
Right.
know, like it's take charge of your own self, right? Like
Ownership.
it's those little small little things. You're not riding with the AC. All right, maybe it's 130 degrees. All right, I'm driving through Las Vegas or Arizona, man. I ain't never been here. Fuck that
Right.
shit.
Yeah, roll it up.
right?
Yeah.
But
High humidity. Wait a minute. All right. Yeah. I think it's a scale. Like that's what I was saying before. Like I'm accountable to me. You got to be everything that you do has to be by your own regulation. You can't be like, well, I'm gonna do this because such and such do this, or they don't do this, so I'm not gonna do it. You got to do it by your own justification. Like you say, all right, I don't like to use the microwave, cooking food, and stuff like that. That's one way. Somebody else might be like, yeah, I just don't use the microwave at all. Somebody else might be like, well, I don't use electric stoves because it makes you lazy or whatever. Like you got to use gas, you got to do this. Like
right.
the
Everybody has
scale,
reasons.
yeah, it's always your own reasoning and your own scale how you gonna do it. You know, I ain't saying you should be out back and whenever you want to cook something, trying to start a fire with two rocks. Yeah, I ain't saying you should do that, but I'm just saying, yeah, you gonna have your own scale of how you gonna do it. You know, and as long as you comfortable with that, you got it your way, you should be fine. It's when you start trying to live off other people's scale that you run into a problem. You know, so yeah, I agree with you though. Like you can't allow yourself to get too soft.
Right.
And I'm sure some people might look at me like, man, you soft comparison to their scale. And I look, if you drop me in the middle of a jungle, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. So
Right.
like, on everybody's soft on somebody's scale.
Drop in the middle of a city, though, we might have.
We might be able to work
the
that.
safe
Yeah,
part, right?
you know. So it's like everybody got their own scale, you know.
I think that's a good. We're gonna leave it on with getting outside of their comfort zone, trying something else is gonna shake them up. Maybe it's the weather's starting to change here. Maybe it's what will be another good challenge for them to get uncomfortable. Try it. Scared to talk to that other person that person maybe not at the office, but that you see at the coffee shop or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Go step up and do that. Maybe it's freaking.
It's probably good with little things like that. Maybe you got a crush on a girl, and you want to ask her out or whatever. You don't even have to start there. You just, hi, hey, how you doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Something small. One step forward is still one step forward. Like, yeah, it ain't get you to your destination, but you still one step closer. So, hey, how you doing? Or,
What up, baby?
oh, can you tell me where the bathroom is?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Something simple as that is still a point of contact, you know?
Right.
Maybe you like, you know what? I've been meaning to go for a walk. I'm just gonna walk down my street or around my block. I ain't gonna go 5 miles or like that. I'm just gonna go around the block. You know, something small you start you off with. I remember I was doing the cold showers. You know, so like again, that was like a little thing. It was like, okay, well, see what this about. You know, it was a little task I gave myself, and at first, I ain't gonna lie. At first, it was that first one
Right.
was whoo.
The first couple.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, so but again, that's just like being comfortable with being uncomfortable. You know, but it's good. Little things. It could be anything. You know,
Right.
but something little just work your way up
A
to
little
stuff.
different,
You know,
right? A little
yeah.
bit more. Ask yourself just a little bit more. Do
Yes.
something a little bit
Yes,
different.
that is
In
that
a
is the
new
perfect way to
way.
say that.
Just
Just
a
a
little
little
bit.
bit more. Yep. Look, if I'm assuming most are people that watch this is male. If not, I mean no offense. If you are in the process of having sex and you feel like, man, I'm about to come. If you can use just 3, 4 more strokes in there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, just a little more, you know.
Hold
No,
up.
no, I'm holding up. All right, you know, whatever you can do. It could be anything, you know. That a little more, you know. Those three can turn work up to 10.
Right,
Like
yeah. Small leads to big.
small leads to big, you know. A
But
month later, she like, what the fuck happened to you? Like you marathon man now.
Right.
Like, you know,
that's how it happens.
that's how it happens.
Thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Remember, you like something, you want us to dive into a little bit more, you want us to explore something else, go ahead, drop some comments below. You know, give us the thumbs ups, subscribe. You know, share it. It's all helpful. We hope we can help you. We hope you enjoy it, and we hope you're having a good time, just like we are.
Yes, yes. And please feel free to share with friends, family, and anybody else you think will find this interesting. And thank you for watching another episode of Shooting the Shit.